Hi guys, it's Chris for AFGolfStore. We've got rid of Alan and it's my turn to be in the studio today. So today I'm with a special guest as I get fitted for a new set of irons. Remember, if you like our channel, please hit that subscribe button.
So what we'll do first is get you hitting your iron, get some data off that, see what's working well, see what's not working so well, and then we can hopefully find some improvements on that. So take your time, target's aiming at the blue and white stripy pole. Just hit a few smooth shots for me.
Not so smooth.
Nice strike.
That's my problem.
Being the strike.
Yeah, I mean the strike's obviously me. I don't play an awful lot of golf.
Okay.
And that's part of the reason why I'd be looking for new irons, because I got fit for these last year. MB, CB combo, Cobra.
Yep.
As you can probably see, the ball's not going very far.
Yeah.
As much as they're amazing when I catch one, it feels great, I don't get the distance I really want out of them.
Yep.
And the consistency level kind of drops big time because I'm not playing a lot of golf. So ideally I want something that just adds a level of forgiveness. And that's
so basically through lack of play, it's just slight inconsistent strikes. So on a blade, you notice it when it's not good.
Yeah, absolutely. Like that was shocking. So if I miss a sensor, which I'm going to do quite a lot, I just get zero reward out of it.
Yeah. That was nice.
Yeah, that feels good. But
is that quite typical height you'd hit the ball with?
Yeah, quite a high launch.
That?
Yeah, I like to be able to hit a green and stop it, but the problem I've got is I'm not getting to the green. So I'm actually better with the long irons because the CBs perform. They've got a little bit more about them, a bit more. Yeah.
Perfect.
But when I've only got a 6 and a 5 iron in that combo, it's
You're not hitting that from 150, are you?
No, and typically I've got more 7 and 8 irons into a green, and that's where I used to be quite strong. Had AP2s before, so a bit more forgiveness.
Directionally, what would be a typical miss, left or right of the green?
I can either block it or flip it. So
you got both, always handy.
Yeah, absolutely. But they kind of come more from what I'm going to do with the club face. So I drop a little bit on the inside. Well, that was always my tendency when I played a lot, and then it was really how my hands responded. Yeah,
you can see that on here. Club pass slightly from the inside. Yeah. So if you don't quite get the face square, little block. If you over square it, something we see quite often. If you continue to hit it right, your brain will get annoyed, and basically it will just flick you, and you'll start then pulling it. It's just habits that you see. So one more. Not too bad.
But yeah, it's, on the eye it looks really nice, it felt nice, but it's just a lot of that and not so much going forward. So yeah, need that distance back.
Yeah, in terms of club speed, your mid-80s. Ball speed is a fraction down where you'd like to see it, about 111 at the moment. Yeah. Some of your better ones getting more towards 115, closer to 120, which off something that's going to be a bit more forgiving, you'll probably see a slightly stronger loft and then gain more ball speed that way. Launch angle's healthy, landing angle's really strong at around 50 degrees, so it gives you plenty of stopping power. Typically we want to see 45 to 50 for a good player, so you're within that window, and spin rate's very good. It's just the front to back is quite large, so your longest shot coming in at 158 carry, and your shortest shot coming in at 142.
Yeah, that big fat.
So it was a fat, and then on a okay-ish one, it was 156. So a green isn't just left and right. People forget it's also front to back. Yeah. Especially if you've got bunkers or typical hazards, ponds, etc. short of the green, or anything trouble long. You also need to have consistency of length, not just the left and right.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I when I got fit for these, I was coming out of AP2s, which typically 7-iron was around 165, which is kind of a comfortable number. And at the time I was playing quite a bit of golf, that these weren't too much of a drop off. In the last 12 months, I've played probably less than 10 rounds. So technically I'm getting worse, which is fine. I can deal with that. I know a bit of practice and I'll get there, but I'd rather have something, I accept I'm not going to be playing a lot of golf at the moment. I'd rather have something that kind of gives me a little bit of distance back. And as much as these look amazing on the eye, I'm not good enough to be playing these. Those days are behind me at the moment.
Well, let's get something new for you, mate. So what we'll start with here is the Titleist T150. So what you said earlier about coming out of AP2s, Titleist have actually taken the old AP2 718 chassis, and effectively the 150 is the same shape, same size, same offset as that iron you played for quite a while. A little bit more help with a very, very small pocket cavity. Similar shaft, similar length. So we'll see how that starts for you.
Okay, yes, sweet. How does this differ to the T100?
So T150 has 2 degrees stronger lofts on every single club. So 7-iron on this is 32, T100 is 34, and it is also just ever so slightly bigger, like we just alluded to. T100 when it came out was slightly smaller than the old AP2. So T150 now, as we said, is actually the same shape and size as the old AP2. Sounded good? First thoughts behind the ball, how does it look?
Yeah, I mean...
Quite an important part.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't look down on this and think it looks a hell of a lot different from what I've just been hitting. Top line tiny bit thicker. Looks marginally offset in comparison, but that might just be me. But yeah, I like it.
Cool.
Still a smallish head, so it kind of gives that look of a proper player's iron, which I want. But as I said, it's just having something that is forgiving. But straight away, that feels good off the face.
Good. So on the first 2 shots, your ball speed was just shy of 120.
Okay, so
and they
quite a
both
jump.
Carried 165.
Right.
Which is funny that you mentioned that's how far you sort of used to hit it.
We'll finish there then, shall we?
that last shot, not quite as clean as the first 2. That still carried 162. Okay. So you lost 3 yards, not 10. And that's where you have co-forging in this head. So there's actually tungsten weight in the heel and toe. Moves centre of gravity and mass out towards the perimeter. So when you do slightly misstrike it, you're not getting the club twisting and losing ball speed as much as what you would on a true blade. Okay. So for shots like that, where you've only missed it by a couple of millimetres.
That was comparable to that one that was really heavy with the Cobra earlier, and I think you said that was like 142. So yeah, to kind of gain 20 yards, 10, 15, 20 yards straight away on an off-centre shot, it's quite important.
Great strike.
So it felt a little bit open, that one, a little bit cutty.
Still carried 163.
Yeah, I was going to say, it didn't feel like I lost a lot out of it.
Ball speed 6 miles an hour quicker. Launch angle is within a degree. Your spin rate still sitting around 6,500, so plenty of control. Landing angle still strong at 50 degrees. You're probably one of those players that it's going to hit everything high, and we do get that at times. People say, I hit the ball so high. Sometimes there's only so much we can help with shaft and loft, but I'd rather see someone hit it high and then learn to hit it lower when they need to. It's always easier than someone that hits it low and then actually needs to hit it high on demand.
Yeah, I don't mind trying to manipulate a shot. I've always tried to get away from that just because I think that's where a lot of my handsy shots come in. And I accept I hit it high and I quite like it if I can use it, but it's no good to me if I keep coming up short. So.
Okay, we'll go one more. Very nice.
Yeah, that felt good.
You just set them, mate. So what we're going to do for you here is just check length and lie angle. So obviously a very important part of any custom fit for any product, but in particular the irons and wedges. So all we're going to do is just draw a black line on this ball, and you're going to hit it.
Yep.
Simple as that.
Ooh, no good if I thin it though.
It will still show. And to be honest, shots like that, you don't actually mind seeing in a fit. What happens when you don't quite get it right?
Yeah,
performance there was actually fine.
I can feel that. That was a cold one.
Good. Perfect. We'll just do one more. I like to do 3. How does the weight and balance feel compared to your own? Feel heavy, light, similar? Not sure.
It feels quite balanced.
Okay.
I don't feel like there's a lot more weight in the grip or the head.
Cool.
I'd say a little bit lighter overall, perhaps.
Okay.
Touch heavy. Yeah, same again.
Okay. So basically what we have here is 3 strike locations on the club face from where you've hit the ball. Strike location is very, very centred. Generally indicates that the shaft length is good. Yep. If the club was too short for you, in the swing the club would probably move closer to you and you'd hit everything out the toe.
Yep.
This is half an inch longer. Looking at your height, it's half an inch is probably going to be there or thereabouts. And then the second thing we look at is the black line in relation to the groove. So you've delivered it ever so slightly toe down to make that black line straight. Obviously the black line on the ball was bolt upright. So you could argue that maybe 1 degree upright or standard is going to be there or thereabouts. Looking at your shot dispersion, your dispersion is good to slightly right, so potentially making it a little bit more upright. It's just going to tilt that club head slightly further to the left.
Yep.
So for you, just moving that right hand shot, hopefully slightly more on target.
Yeah, sure. I think my last spec was 2 degrees up, so...
Okay. Not all club manufacturers have the same lie angle, which is always a pain.
Sure.
Titleist can play a little bit more upright compared to Mizuno. So with these, I would probably look at 1 degree.
Okay, perfect.
Nice, Chris?
Yeah, lovely.
So obviously with any custom fit, we're looking at head, we're looking at shaft, but also we're looking at grip. So final piece of the puzzle is to look at grip type and grip size. So as a guide, if you just grip that for me as if you're going to hit a shot, just put both hands on the club and then just take your right hand off. So your ring finger here, the fourth finger along, you can see is actually going quite a fair bit into the fatty part of your thumb.
Yeah, just there.
So for me personally, I'm quite similar to that. That just feels like the club isn't particularly anchored that well into my hand. So probably looking at going something a little bit bigger in grip size. So what glove are you?
Medium.
Medium. So not the biggest hands, but it's more to do with finger length. So does that feel a little bit thin?
Yeah, it does a little bit. I think a mid-size would probably feel a little bit more comfortable.
So slightly different type of grip, but that is a mid-size. If you just grip that for me and then just sort of do the same thing, you can sort of see now it's starting to pull the finger a little bit further out.
Yeah, it's resting into it rather than digging into it.
So does it feel more comfortable?
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. And then in terms of grip type, is there anything you've used in the past that you like? So you have rubber grips, you have corded grips, you have a combination, you have quite spongy soft grips like this?
Yeah, multi-compounds I've tend to gone for.
Yep.
So just black and white.
Yep.
Just the cord for a bit more grip.
Yeah, perfect.
Quite like that.
Yeah, with anything, grip's kind of quite personal. Some people will like this, especially if anyone's got arthritis, like takes a bit of vibration out. The corded grips do give more control and a bit more grip. Stops it spinning in the hand quite as much as a standard grip. So if it's a grip you like and you're used to, works for me.
Perfect. Yeah, well, I look forward to getting these out on the course.
Perfect. No
Cheers,
worries.
Matt. Thank you.